Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Friday. Friday's request day. Today's map was requested by the creator and has been voted in by the lovely BonBonB buddies over on Patreon. If you want to get involved in that weekly vote, it's very simple. Head on over to www.patreon.com/BonBonB, sign up, and you too can be part of the weekly posse. Lovely. Right, what can I tell you about today's map? Well, it's not half bad. Quite like today's map. We have got some very challenging landscape, a very challenging start square for that matter as well, but some very lovely rivers. In fact, the highlight of today's show will be the river networks. They are freaking amazing, I tell you. So, if you're ready for a ride down the river, grab yourself a paddle, and if you could poke the like button with the paddle, that would be very helpful. That's right, paddling up the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. So thank you very much for taking the paddle. Today's map is Telemark by Harjawalder, or Harjawalder, maybe? I don't know. Yes, it's very pretty, very pretty. There's your start square, really only that bit in the top right hand corners of any real use there. And then off to the terrain heights, you can see same view there, and yes, very limited for the start square only. And then the resources look like such, usable again within the valleys, which is where you're going to be doing the building. And then off to the workshop. Now, it's a mass transit map, but also is a green cities map. And finally, I've got green cities. I went and bought it. There's also a huge list of assets required. We'll talk more about green cities and stuff in a moment. Huge list of assets. We'll be using the Cedar Valley 4K theme and the realistic 1.2 LUT. There is no one-click collection, so I'm going to put a little link for the collections tutorial that I made a few weeks ago on the screen now, so you can link through to that one and teach yourself how to do a one-click collection there, Harjawalder, because that would definitely help all of your subscribers, especially if they don't have any of those items already. It's a bit of a long chore adding them all individually and singularly. But anyway, right, let's start off by talking about the map, because that's why we're here. The map has got it's just got a real lovely green mountainous feel to it. Possibly like a European feel to the mountains. I don't know. It's kind of like a almost like a Scandinavian feel to these mountains actually. Just trying to work out where in the world we would be, but yeah, that's the kind of feel that I'm getting, the kind of vibe I'm getting from this map personally. There's not really too much you want to fix with this map either. If you do decide to take it on and have a build on it, I'd had a little bit of a traffic flow issue, but it has resolved itself. But you might get the same. I will point it out when we get to that location. But it's not such a bad issue as I thought it was going to be once I started the review. First intersection looks a bit like this, because we're using one of these main road type jobbies, and four lanes spreading the traffic across the, well, hopefully spreading the traffic across a little bit. More useful, obviously, for lane merging and lane splitting at the end of the highways. Yeah, you're going to like the rivers. Here's our first glimpse at a river. There, I think you're going to like them. We were spending some time looking at rivers after the intermission, and the detailing's pretty decent on this map as well. One of minor grumble I would have is with crosswalks on roundabouts, especially a non-urban roundabout like this one. I mean, yes, I do like the green, the grassy verges. I do like them, but I still think that having no crosswalks would be better. Anyway, we head up now into the hills. You'll see there's a bit of a traffic build-up. It is moving quite happily. And oh, I'm liking these little chevron signs that have been plopped in. They're actually well detailed as well. If you look at the angle that they're facing as you're driving down the road or driving up the road, they are in exactly the right location, the right angle to help you stay on the road. It's a simple thing. And it could have been done badly. And it hasn't been done badly. So I think credit for the simple things. Would the map have been any worse off for not having them? Probably not. I don't have a problem with them either. All dirt tracks. Now, dirt tracks have to lead somewhere. I think we'll have a look and see if it leads somewhere interesting as we head up the dirt track. Now, we're going to come across an odd bit of river in a moment. The only bit of the river's network that I could find that I didn't like. Here, I thought, oh, it's a little pond. Little pond underneath that. It looks like... No, it was flowing. But it's not flowing down here. It looks like it should be flowing down here. Because the water is definitely coming towards us, isn't it? Is it meant to be running down between all these reeds and out amongst these trees, maybe? Although the trees there would indicate possibly there isn't supposed to be a river there. And then here, it's definitely spawning from here and coming down the hill, isn't it? So I'm finding that really, really very strange indeed. If that was just a little pond under there, I'd have been quite happy. But it's moving water. So I'm looking for spawn points now. And spawn points are over in the distance. I'm pulling back a little bit. There's nothing here to spawn water, is there? There is water spawn point up here. So maybe this is where the water's coming from. And it's glitching. There you go. It's glitching, I think, down that route there. We're not actually seeing it. Is that? No, that's a rock. I thought it was a spawn point. Rocks don't spawn water. Well, you can get blood out of a rock, apparently. Anyway, what we got? So anyway, I've got a minor problem with that as a water, in terms of the water, air, and nowhere else have I seen anything weird like that. Anyway, the dirt track dead ends here, and I don't really see that this adds anything to the map. I don't know quite why we've gone there. It doesn't help us building to this hill on the right, really, does it? And it's going up into the trees, and it's not even like a forestry area. I don't know what's going on there. I think this dirt track, apart from the fact it goes over a pond that isn't a pond, is a bit of a waste of a thing. But yeah, a little picnicky site around the pond there would have been lovely. I think that's what we should have had there. Anyway, back to the roads. National roads all the way across here. It'll handle a reasonable weight of traffic. But yeah, you notice we got a little bit of a traffic backlog behind us. That would have been from the next intersection, which for me was stop-start for quite a while, actually. And I was expecting to be reporting on it. We've got switchbacks here with those chevrons, and it's very well done. It is very well done indeed. Not just a straightforward zigzag, but following the curves and just making it feel really natural and as if it should be. We'll head down towards the river valleys and some more switchbacks to get to the bridge. Now this is your start square coming up in a moment here, guys. And this is, yeah, I was having definite stop-start traffic at this intersection here, right where that truck's coming up to now. Is it going to stop? No, it's going to keep going. But yeah, for quite a while I was having stop-start traffic there. But it has resolved itself, so that's a good thing. That's an improvement. And then we've got another roundabout here with chevrons, not chevrons, crossovers, crosswalks, zebra crossings even, whichever. And personally, let's switch these up. If you go into highways, choose a 2-lane highway. If you've got mass transit, we're using mass transit today, so no problem there. And if you upgrade those, you don't get crosswalks across highways, and that just removes the crosswalks. Very simple, very easily done. But of course, then we are losing the grass verges, which were very pretty as well. So what you gain, you lose. What you lose, you gain. It's up to you, really, what you prefer. Okay, heading across into Start Square now. We have a Start Square roundabout with crosswalks, but I'm not going to upgrade this one. And yeah, not too much in the way of build location here. We've got this big old mountain going on the left here. That's kind of your Start Square, roughly that sort of shape. And if we come across here, that's really what you're going to be working into, which isn't the hugest of spaces to get started. But we do have in here something already started, haven't we? And it's another thing with Mark in the name, and that wasn't planned. These things just happily accident themselves all over me. Just like spilt yogurt. Oh look, it's by Yogurt. It's Worldmark RICO by Yogurt. It's a building, and it's tall, And it's got, could be parking underneath. I don't know. What would you do under there? It's got to be parking, isn't it? Not quite sure how you get up into the building, because there doesn't appear to be any stairs on the ground floor. And I'll talk about the top floor in a moment. Factoids because factoids. During the mating season, male squirrel monkeys develop disgusting habits, including urinating into each other's faces. I do that just for fun. Anyway, yeah, helipad on the top. Okay, so you can't get in from the bottom, but how do you get in from the top? You land your helicopter on there, how do you get into the building? I don't actually see any stairs on there. I mean, it's all by the by, isn't it? First of all, you might get a helicopter landing on there. Secondly, it's just a game. It's ridiculous that I should even be pointing these things out. But for those of you that want true realism, World Mark RICO by Yogurt doesn't seem to have a way in or a way out. But it's a mighty fine looking building, and for just the mundane duties of actually having some nice buildings in your city and that work, and you're not really going to focus too much on how people get in and out, because they just walk through walls anyway, don't they? I mean, all of our Sims are ghosts. They just walk through a wall, no matter what, to get into a building. Anyway, yes, it's a lovely building. Highways, we're going back to the highways here. You'll notice in a moment, we have got some power lines. Dum ba dum bum bum. Yeah, power lines. To tell you, really, they I don't think I show you in today's show, but they do connect up with a dam right on the edge of the map, out in the fog. I'm not going to focus on the dam because it's just a standard vanilla dam. It does a standard vanilla job and provides standard power to your start square, so you don't really need to do much in the way of work to get started. I don't know if it'll actually, I'm sure, will it work? Will it work if you haven't unlocked the tile? Probably, I don't know. Anyway, yes, so we got a dam over there. We got switchbacks over here as well, as we're heading off towards the edge of the map and the fog, which means rail. Oh, the rail. Are you going to like the rail? I think you're going to be okay with today's rail. It's not a disaster. There we go. Down at the river valley. We're not going over mountains. We're not going through mountains. We're just following a sensible route. It might be a little bit uppy downy in places, but it's not so bad. It's not so bad at all. And within context of the game, this is very, very acceptable indeed. So yes, what are you thinking so far, guys? What are you thinking so far? I know by this point I'm thinking, I can spot a nice little location here for a cottage, or I'm going to do this over here, and I'm already planning little areas out, like here, like that right there. That was, yeah. I've got some plans. I won't be playing this map, but I have got some plans. I might play. The only reason why I won't be playing the map is down to time. I've seen so many maps. I have so many ideas, and I just don't have the time to have a go at them. A little bit uppy there, but that's not too bad. Nice simple bridge over here, leading up to our destination, which is going to be up here across. Nice little. This is a big build area. This is going to be like a secondary build location once you expand out your start square. Lots of space over here as well, and it all connects up here. Roads, rail, power lines. So we go down to our docks. So we'll check out those shipping routes after this intermission.
Are you struggling with water physics in the game? Are you constantly drowning and flooding your soggy little sins? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Water Physics by BonBonB. Click the information button now.
Okay, let's have a look at the shipping routes. We have one. It comes mighty close to this cliff, but we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. It's Scandinavia after all. They like sailing close to the cliffs there. And it dead ends there with a little loop back, and that's perfectly fine, I think. A straight line dead end would have been just as fine. I don't have a problem with that. Okay, water flow. We have rivers, so many rivers, and they feel realistic. And this is the one that's going to go down roughly to the start square. You can see we've got water flow going down there. There's your start square just off to the left. So you can see we do have strong water coming through the start square area over here. We've already got pumping in place, and we've already seen the sewage outflow in place just over here by the harbour. So it should be okay, I think. Is water pushing into the harbour? Will that cause any problems? You might get a little bit of sewage back up in that harbour. But those are Green Cities treatment plants as well. If you haven't got Green Cities, you won't be getting the water pumping already put in place for you. But it's completely up to you. Now let me come over here. We've got some lakes up in the hills. You may not even see these because when you're actually building a city, you're going to be down by the rivers. This is right up high. And you can just see, this is, for me, this is great. This is like water spawn points. It would be soggy and damp and wet and miserable up in those higher areas. Then we come down and have a little look. So we've got rivers here. I really want to start up at the high points if possible. Let's start up here. I'm just a randomly chosen one. Here we go. Random. So yes, there are all wetlands up here. I'm trying to work out where the actual water spawn location would be. Would it be there? Would that be the spring? But you can see all these grasses, whatever, indicates a real wetlands, and it feels realistic. And then as we head down, which way shall we go? I'm not sure. This seems to flow uphill there, doesn't it? Look at that. Is that uphill? I'm not quite trying to work out where's the water spawn. That's what I'm after. Yeah, we've got lots of them dotted all over the place. So I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure where it's supposed to start, but it's the overall aesthetic of it is very lovely indeed. Works really well with the Cedar Valley 4K theme. We come down the mountain backwards. Get a much better view of the river as you look up it. And try not to lose myself as we're going down. But yes, it just looks amazing. Very, very good work. Harjawalder does say in the description, they're not sure if they like all of their rivers. I'm telling you, I like all of them. Apart from that pond that isn't a pond. I have a bit of a problem with the pond that isn't a pond. But all of this is great. See how they're getting wider and stronger as we get down. How close are we now to the main river? We can't be too far from the main river, can we? Down here, lots of rocks. So many rocks. Yeah, if you're using prop snapping, they may be floating. You may have to do some magical work if you're a prop snapping person. And then we've got more rocks and wider rivers still, and it's merging down into the main rivers down here. Look, we're almost there. It's just so complex and convoluted and beautiful. You can just see that so much time has been spent getting that river to run the way that Harjo would like that river to run. Excellent work. Very, very excellent work. And we get down to the main river there, which flows out into that lake over there. So, what haven't I looked at? How about this river? Yes, just showing you, they're all as good. I mean, this is just randomly chosen. This isn't such a long river, if I remember rightly. No, that's, yeah, it just kind of stops about there. Yeah, oh, it's beautiful. Just lovely work. Lovely, lovely river work. 5 stars for river. That's what we're giving this one. 5 stars. We've got a whole new category. 5 stars for river. Okay, if only there was just down to river. But yeah, got loads of buildable location here. Go up the river valley there. You've got buildable coastlines, or lakesides, coastlines. Yeah, you've got all of that going on there as well. Just that start square is a little bit tight on space. Where's the start? Here's the start. There, just a little bit. You haven't even got all of that that riverside to build into. It's very tight indeed. So I feel maybe if you use the whole of that island instead would be better, or that little bit there, or just straight on to here. I think it would be. I mean, we had a challenging start square the other day, but at least you could clear the trees off of it. But you can't really clear a mountain out in the start square, can you? Right, well, while I look for a thumbnail location, what do you think of this map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. I can't find a thumbnail. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Oh, this is good. This is good. Find a good spot here. Settle the camera. Get a bit of background. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. So what do I think? Aesthetically, I like this. I think it's a very good looking map. I'm going to hold back on that 5th star. There's something about the build planes are a little bit uninspiring to look at. Admittedly, you're just going to fill them with buildings anyway, so it doesn't matter that much. But 4 stars is still a very strong score, and I'm going to give 4 stars for aesthetics. Detailing, I'm going to go do the same again. There's nothing really wrong with it, this map, at all. It's of a very high standard. Why doesn't it get the 5th star? I don't know. It's intangible. I don't know. But it's very, very good detailing. Gameplay potential, could easily have got 4 stars for this as well. Except for that start square is just in the wrong place, I'm afraid, for me. So I'm going to give it 3. It's a playable map. Very, very playable map. But I prefer a slightly more convenient start square. So, Telemark by Harjawalder. And that is today's map of the day. It's very slick, and it would have got the seal of approval, but for a better, more convenient start square. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing, for joining me for another map in the What's Map series. I'm not sure about Duvo this week. If you're subscribed, you will soon know. You'll soon know. I'm struggling for time this week, but if I can get an episode out tonight, you will see one. If not, he'll be back next week, because I'm all organised now and everything should be fine. Right, thanks for watching. I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome, and I'll see you very, very soon.